Hey, J Master, can you tell me what that is? I'm not familiar with that. Hi, Cat. What's up, Coy? Do you live in Carthage? I do not live in Carthage. If you're talking about Carthage, Texas, funny story. That's where my grandpa grew up. That's where he's from. My dad's side of the family is from Texas. I live in Louisiana. My mom's side's from Louisiana, and I ended up here with her after they parted ways. But my grandpa is from Carthage. That's where he grew up. So if you're not talking about Carthage, Texas, if somewhere else, I don't know. I'm sure there's other Carthages in other states, but the only one I'm familiar with is Carthage, Texas. What's up, Randy? Thanks for coming in. You're new. Do you sound cool? Did you mean to say I instead of you? I don't think a person can actually give an opinion on whether they sound cool or not. I mean, I sound normal. I don't know. Were you asking that? Did you mean to ask that correct the way you did, or were you trying to ask that a different way? If you're asking, do you sound cool? Yeah. And you sound. Do I sound cool? I don't, bro. That's your opinion. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I hear myself every day. I don't. I don't think of myself as cool or not cool, or you know. I'm just alive, man. Just breathing. I don't know what the no means. Yes and no. I don't know what you mean by that, but my hat is from. I actually bought this at one of the LSU games. Um, I don't buy every LSU hat at the games. I went looking that day when I was. This was 2019, I believe. There's. I don't know if you've ever been to an LSU game, but when you walk like outside the stadium, there's like the main. Can you get my number? No, I'm not giving my phone number out on this live stream. But there's a main gift, like a pro shop, whatever you want to call it, like sports shop out front. And I went and looked in there, and I didn't see any hats that I really liked. I like the trucker style hats like this, the open back, mesh back on it. I really like those. So I really couldn't find any that I liked, and so I was like, oh well, whatever. I'll just keep the one I have on. But then at some point during the game, I uh, I went walking and I found a gift a pro shop, whatever you want to call it, like a apparel shop or whatever, in the stadium on like a bottom level somewhere. I was looking for the restrooms and I had never seen it before. Like I was like, where? What is this? I went in there and looked and I found this hat, so I uh, I grabbed it. You're gonna play for the Chiefs? That's cool. What position you gonna play? I assume you're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs football. I don't watch NFL anymore. I used to, but I'm just not really an NFL fan really anymore. Um, College football, college baseball, pro baseball, pro hockey, a few other sports, but pretty much it. Oh, your brother is Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty sweet. Do you get to see him very often, or I know they have to travel. I know if you're, that's your career in the NFL, you travel a lot. Do you get to see your brother very often? What's up, Sappy? What's going on with you? Sapphires Brown. What can Brown do for you today? Not how you say it. Hey, I got a question. Are you actually Coy that changed your name? Or are you a new person? Are you actually Sapphis? Sapphis? Or how am I saying it wrong? You have to like put some kind of enunciation help. Okay, you're a new person. All right, I'm just curious. Because Coy was talking to me and all of a sudden he disappeared and I thought maybe you pulled an old Superman, Clark Kent, and went and changed your identity real quick and came back in. So how am I supposed to say it? I don't know how to pronounce that. What we doing today? I am listing items on eBay and Etsy. Um, this is tools. I have like 25 of them left to list, different listings. Some of them are like little sets. You know, there are two or three or whatever in a set. Most of the bigger sets I've already got listed. Um, I don't know if I'll get all 20 of them, 25 of them listed. I've already taken the pictures. I've already done all that kind of stuff. This is just creating the listings. Um, and I'm probably gonna be on here for a couple hours. I want to watch the national championship tonight, so I'm probably gonna get off of here about 6. Excuse me. So a couple hours, and then shut it down, go get something to eat, and come home and watch the game. I'm off of work today because it's like a federal holiday or whatever. So I'm just doing this, sitting here, and I figured the reason I'm doing this, Saphias, I don't know again if I'm pronouncing that right, is because if you've seen any of my other videos or if you're familiar with my channel at all, my goal is to be consistent with this making video thing. But I have a lot of things going on, and it's becoming increasingly harder and harder to consistently make videos, pre-record them, edit them, do all that kind of stuff. So my goal this year is to be more consistent on YouTube. I'm trying to tie this into the whole reselling thing with my stores and all that. Um, I figured I'm gonna try this and just make lives. Maybe that'll be easier, so I don't have to edit anything. Y'all are seeing the raw stuff though, so you're not gonna get any clean edited videos. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just listening. I figured I would turn on the live and chat while I'm doing it. Meet some people. I don't know. So people that might have questions about what I'm doing or just want to chat in general about whatever, um, whatever's on your mind. No real agenda on the books for the live. Just come in as you are and you know, chill out, talk, do whatever. Do any of y'all sell online? On eBay, Etsy, Macari, Poshmark, any of that stuff? Are y'all resellers at all? Let me know in the chat. If you have any questions in the chat, if you want to know what's going on, just hit me up. I see people are bouncing in and out, but if you can't tell from the thumbnail or whatever what's going on, just I'm just here to chat. I gotta do some stuff. I gotta list some stuff on eBay and Etsy. So while I'm doing it, I'm here chilling. Well, come in and chat and all that. If you're just popping in here and you have any questions, just put them in the chat. If you want to know what I'm doing or what this is about. I see the number rises and falls. People are just jumping in. I mean, I get it if this is not what you're wanting to watch right now. Go watch whatever you want to watch. But if you're just here wondering what's going on, just, people have already been asking me in the chat. So feel free. I'm just chilling. Just here to conversate while I'm working. Lay your problems on me. Talk about the weather, whatever. You want some advice on life? Or if you just want somebody to talk to, I'm here. And I don't mean to sound that in an arrogant way about like thinking I'm some kind of, uh, know-it-all about life. I'm just saying sometimes you just need somebody to talk to about stuff. That's what I mean. Run stuff by people. I don't know, just talk, get stuff off your chest, whatever. Many of men would rather you hear their story than answer their requests. If you understand what I mean by that. And by men, I mean the human, not men specifically. Men, women, whatever. What's up, Coy? You back? Glad you're back, bud. I'm not sure if you're a guy or gal or what, but welcome back. Okay, gotcha. Where'd you go? You disappeared. Do you are you a reseller or do you just I mean any kind of seller? Do you sell anything online, Coy? eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Macari, anything like that? How do I stream? I'm just using my phone to stream. I want to get like more equipment. I want to get a several GoPros actually. I want to get like better setup. But this whole reselling venture, and this is part of it. This is to me, it's part of it. Like the whole anytime I'm streaming stuff like this, making YouTube videos, it's kind of part of the whole reselling thing. This whole venture, when I started, I told myself this is a side thing apart from my regular work, and whatever I do in this whole reselling venture, I want this reselling venture to pay for itself. What I mean by that is, in the beginning, obviously had to go and spend money to buy some things to resell them or whatever, and I get that accumulating inventory, but as I make money, as I sell something and I make profit or whatever, I have a separate account that this stuff goes into, and so I use that money to buy new equipment or whatever I need. That's what I've done. That's how I've accumulated everything from okay, Coy, everything from label printer to just whatever microphone, which I'm not wearing a microphone. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Can I get a 5x5 in the chat if y'all can hear me? Uh, but anything I buy, I want to use for money that I make. So I'm not going to spend like my other money from my regular job or anything like that on this. I want this to grow itself. So like once I'm able, the money that comes from my reselling business, once it grows to a point where I can like buy, I'm that'll probably be my next buy is the I want to get some GoPros and like little attachments and stuff for GoPros and stuff like that. Way I don't have to use my phone. It's not that I don't like using my phone, but I would like to have my phone free sometimes to do other stuff while I'm streaming, if that makes sense. So like I got text message right now, and I don't want to like my phone is being used to live stream, so I would have to like go over there like and I don't want to do all that right now. I'll answer that text later, whoever that is. But I just, if that makes sense. So hopefully you understand what I mean when I say that I want it to grow itself, and I don't want to pour money into this venture because it's a side. If this was my only venture, like if I didn't have a full time job, and I have other side things that I do as well besides my full time job, I have other side ventures besides this. But if this was the only thing I was doing, that's different. Then whatever money I had, I would try to pour into this to make it grow. But being that this is a side thing for me, I don't want this to become a money pit, or if I'm not there yet. I know you can look on eBay and Etsy and just all over all the selling platforms. You can find big, stores, whatever you want to call it, sellers that are making a lot of money. I get that, and at that point, it's not a money pit because you're paying. You're making money. You're buying the equipment, whatever you're. I get that, but for me, at the stage that I'm at, I'm not making that many sales a year. Like even if you break it down by month or week, it even gets kind of pathetic what I do compared to if you're compared to other sellers. So it's a slow growth kind of thing. Once I get to that, larger thing where this venture's making more money, bringing more money, I'll buy more stuff. Right now, I'm in the mode of when I need something, I want something, I let this account, the selling account build up so I have enough comfortable in there to spend to get the new thing I need, and then I buy. So like this account's not really growing to any kind of, like the money that goes in there is usually getting put back into the business by buying something pretty regularly, and that's probably going to be for a while until I don't. I mean, I have several things in my mind that I want, but the next purchase is probably going to be GoPros. But like once I guess I get everything that I want, or I mean, I don't know if I'll get to that point, but maybe if I do, then whatever profit I make will just continue to grow, or just to sit in the account or whatever. I don't know. At that point, I don't know. I may even, if it grows like that, I may even start shifting some of that money into my regular account. Right now, I don't. It's separate. I don't use it for bills or anything, and I don't. It's separate from my regular income. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if you have any questions about that. Feel free to ask. But um, that's how I'm doing this. So yeah, that's how I'm streaming, and I would like to have GoPros, but right now I'm just using my phone. Oh, another thing I want to buy, which I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what order I'm going to get it in, but kind of right there up with the GoPros is a new chair. Like a new. I want to buy one of those gaming chairs. Those look cool and they look pretty comfortable. I don't know anything about them, so I'd have to like do some research and watch some YouTube videos on people who do the um, give you unboxing or whatever. If they've tried different ones, you give their opinion on which ones are better or more comfortable. Or how this one is. There's nothing wrong with it. Besides the part you sit on has the little thing that lifts up and down. The it's not. I guess I don't think it's hydraulic. Whatever you call that though, it's like the little thing that you lift up. This thing is like an older chair, so like it's not like damaged or anything. But that little deal, it's losing. I don't know. I really know how that works. I've never really taken one of these chairs apart to see. But when I say hydraulic, I mean like a hydraulic line with like a tractor or something has a hydraulic fluid running through it. But it's kind of looks seems like that same kind of principle with air or whatever I guess that's working it. But I don't know if there's a seal in there that's getting bad or something. But like I'll be sitting here and it'll just go. It'll lower sometimes or something. Or if I move a certain way, like it'll lower, and I have to pump it back up or whatever, and that's annoying. So that'll be another purchase shortly. I don't know if I'll do that first or the GoPros, but do y'all have any of those chairs? If y'all are watching, you can let me know which one's your favorite. Have you tried several ones? I know there's a lot of different brands out there. Um, And I know there's besides gaming chairs. There's regular office chairs that are like high end and they're like luxury or whatever. And I realize some of those are probably also really comfortable and nice and stuff too. I just like the look of the gaming chairs. I don't game. Um, the I grew up playing video games. Obviously, I think like everybody else did. I had a Sega, I had a Nintendo, I had Atari when I was really really little. I had two older brothers, so like when we had the Atari, I was really little, so I don't hardly ever remember playing the Atari very much. But um, when I became like an adult, I had a roommate, and we had went in together one time and bought an Xbox, like paid, we split the cost or whatever, and we gamed on that for a while. But I played that was back when they had the NCAA. Now I know I think they have a new game out now, but this was back whenever it was like the original NCAA football game, college football game, and I loved that game. I was addicted to it. I got really good at it too. Like I could, I would obviously use the LSU Tigers, but I got to where I could play against the computer, and I could play like the season, or I could just play like a regular game, and it wouldn't matter. But I knew like back then, I knew the playbook forward and backward. I knew what every play did. I knew it so like it got to where almost wasn't even fun. Like I could score at will, pretty much. I mean, obviously, if I'm starting back on the other 20, I would have to take a few plays most of the time, but like it wouldn't take long for me to get down there. I could defensive. I was picking stuff off. I was the turnovers. I mean, I would play them. I had a friend come over one time, play other people, and he was, oh yeah, I'm pretty good at that game, and I'm like, really, okay, so we played, and like I was like, I thought, I was like, wow, I thought he said he was pretty good. I don't know, I never went and played like I know there's now with like Madden and all that, there's all these competitions and stuff. I never did any of that stuff. Like it wasn't that serious to me, but I was just really good at it. Like I've played other games like the shooter style games like Black Ops and all that, like Call of Duty, back in the day too, with some friends. And I have friends that are more into that stuff. I tried those games, but I never really could get into like the getting my fingers to. I don't know. Like in football, I realize that the football games you're doing the same thing. The what's the word I'm looking for? Your motor skills, being able to think and control the player. But when it came to the shooter style games, like the war games or whatever, my mind went to like if we're going through like a building or something or outside or something, my mind went to, I grew up hunting and fishing outdoors, whatever. So like I'm used to, operating, or not operating, but using guns, firing guns and stuff. And so like my mind, I want to raise the remote to shoot, and that's not how it works. It's not like duck hunt where you're now, maybe they do have that. I don't know. I guess I'm not really big into the gaming community. But with the fingers, I could just never get like, it's like my mind to say this is how you shoot, this is whatever. I never really got good at it. So it wasn't really fun when I would play my friends because like they were really good, like they were really fast. They'd come behind me and stick a knife in my throat or something. Like they were just really good, and I'm over here trying to make my player do stuff. Like I see something and I freak out, and my player's like turning around shooting the ground. I don't know, just I couldn't get it, and they would kill me. So I could probably get good at it if I spend enough time, but I don't really have the time to do that as far as gaming. But I just like the gaming chairs. I only really gaming console that I own now. I had the original Nintendo I had when I was a kid, and I had all those games a few years back, and I gave it to my cousin because where he was living at, he was like, I'm so bored, and I wish I wouldn't have, because I don't even know what he did with it. I don't even think he still has it anymore, but like it was the original Nintendo we had when we were little, and I wish I'd have kept it, but I have an NES system here. I don't have the power cord for it. It was actually stuff that I bought in this lot, of stuff from this auction that the stuff I sell from the on the reselling stuff, and I don't know if it has a controller hooked into it. It doesn't have any games with it, so I have to buy a game and then buy a power, strip or the power cord and plug it in and see if it actually worked. But that's the only gaming system I actually have right now. I would like to at some point. I don't know if I would do it on the computer or buy a system, whatever PS5, whatever the newest one, or on the other side Xbox, whatever. But the game that interests me that I would like to get into or play and stuff nowadays is No Man's Land. The one that like it's an entire universe, and they made the game so big that like you could never visit every single planet and all that. Like I like that idea, and that I would like to get into that and learn that game, and maybe even one day make videos about me learning it. And I watched other people's videos on it. It just looks really neat, and so that's kind of like what I would do if I started gaming. But anyway, the reason I say that's because the gaming chair itself, I just like the way they look, even if I wasn't gaming. But yeah, if y'all use those, or if any of you have those, like I said, if you have a favorite brand that you like, if you've tried several of them, let me know. Put them back in my mind. So when it comes down to me getting one, I'll have some opinions, some information on them, some reviews. What's up, Deidre? Deidre Potts. Hello. I'm doing good. How you doing? Sorry, I had to run in the other room and put some Burt's Bees on my lips. This time of year, my lips crack really easy. They get dry. I'm not a cold weather fan. That's one of the reasons. I hate that dry, cold feeling. I'm made for more warm, tropical weather. That's what my body was made. I don't do good with cold and dry. You're great. You're like Tony the Tiger. I'm glad you're having a good day. Are you a Tigers fan? And I guess what I mean by that, are you an LSU Tigers fan? Or are you just a Tiger fan in general? You like Tigers? That's right. To which one? Thanks. You're welcome. Neither. You don't like Tigers in general or the LSU Tigers. Okay. I guess you put the tiger emoji because you saw my hat said Tigers, huh? Do you need a 21 millimeter socket by chance, Deidre? I'm selling one. When it was in the hardware store, brand new, it was $3.79. What do you think I should charge for it? Like half price? That's almost $4. So like $1.99, something like that. About 150. You did. What do you mean you did? You did what? Oh, you just put the emoji in there? Okay. That's cool. You ever look for an emoji that you want to, for a certain scenario or situation where you're chatting and you can't find one that matches? Isn't that frustrating? It's like, man, I wish I had an emoji of I don't know, whatever right now. That'd be awesome. And then you can't. Sometimes you can find what you're looking for when you do a GIF or a GIF, however you want to call it. Because people, I guess, make those pretty regularly, pretty often. I don't know. I don't even know how to create those. I would like to do that though, because there's some funny ones out there. Sometimes they help you say what you want to do, but yeah, sometimes I'm looking for like a certain emoji that matches, and I can't find them. Like, I need more emojis that don't have one for the specific thing that I want to say right now or the emotion I want to express. So you got to kind of just make shift, put a bunch of them together. I haven't seen that movie, the Emoji Movie. I want to watch it though. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like about all the different emojis. Did you see it? Did you watch it? Was it worth it? You love emojis. What was the name of the movie? Was it called Emoji? The Emoji Movie or whatever? Did you watch it? The reason I haven't watched it yet is because at some point I want to start like another channel. I know this one's yeah, they do help to express yourself, but this channel is about my reselling and everything, and just kind of I do some other random stuff. But have you ever watched reaction videos where people watch movies and like they react to? I love watching those. That's one of my favorite, I guess you could call it genres of YouTube videos. So I want to start a channel where I like watch movies, and I've got to kind of get a setup. I've got to get some more stuff to do it. But so stuff that I haven't seen yet, I'm trying to hold off on it. Like there's a lot of movies that I really want to watch that I haven't seen yet, but when it comes to that kind of thing, I know me personally when I watch those kind of videos, I want to watch the ones where people have never seen the movie. Sometimes, like if they say, "Oh, I've seen the movie, but I was a kid, I don't remember anything about it," it's kind of I understand that. But I don't really obviously want to watch someone watch a movie that they're pretty familiar with. They've seen a bunch. It's like I want to see a reaction of like, especially if it's a movie that I like. I want to see what that person thought of. So it's nice to meet you too, Deidre. So like I'm saving those videos. Like anything I haven't seen yet, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch that movie because once I get my channel, I'll have more content. Because I've seen a lot of movies, and I don't want to put stuff like that on my channel. Like, oh, I've already seen this movie, but watch me watch it again. I'll act surprised or whatever at certain things. But yeah, that's one of the ones I want to watch is the Emoji Movie. Where are you from, Deidre? If you don't mind me asking. I'm from Louisiana. If you can't tell by the name of my channel. Okay, I've got to figure this out. What you're trying to say? Okay, if it wasn't a screw, and the second emoji wasn't a screw, but if it was a nail, maybe they don't have a nail. But I would probably say that you're trying to say something about put the nail in the coffin, like something's over. Um, but the screw and the second emoji's throw me off. A hammer, a screw, a coffin, and a headstone. Yeah, I'm not good at this game. I have no idea what that means. I hope you're okay. I hope that's not some kind of sign of danger or anything. I mean, you got a coffin and a headstone there. Oklahoma. Y'all were in the uh, playoffs. I was hoping kind of. I don't really care. Once LSU's not in there, I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I'll beat Alabama or whatever. Uh, I know a lot of people were, thinking, oh, maybe they'll go all the way, but tonight we have here in like a couple hours Indiana and Miami playing for the national championship, and I'm rooting for Indiana just because I like the story. Yeah, I understand what you mean by not being able to have the emoji that you want to use in the situation, but like I was hoping I could figure out what you were trying to say using those for, but I I can't even come up with an idea. Oh, you weren't actually trying to say anything with those emojis. You were just randomly putting four emojis. Okay, I thought you were saying like they don't have what I want to say, so I'm trying to use these four to say what I want to say. Because I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, I don't get that. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad you're fine. Are y'all gonna get some snow this next? I don't know if y'all got any of this last one. I don't know if it pushed that far down, but I know the one they sent this next coming weekend. Um, there's supposed to be one. It's supposed to have snow like I know down in all the way down in Texas maybe. So I'm thinking y'all might get some off of it. Y'all are just north of Texas. Excuse me. Thank you, Kelly. It's very kind of you to say. You're talking to the kid that his mom had to tie a pork chop around his neck so the dog would play with him. But I appreciate the kind words. Kelly, are you in need of a 13 millimeter socket? The price tag from the hardware store that it came from says $3.39. I'm gonna list it for $1.50. How about that? I do live in Louisiana. I don't know what that means. Does Oh, you were born in Lake Charles? Okay, cool. I wasn't born here. I was born in Texas, actually. Um, I'm not very far from Lake Charles though. I work in Sulphur, which is like right across the lake. Um, but I was born in. My dad's from Texas. My mom's from Louisiana. So I ended up here when I was like two, maybe. I don't know. I was really, really little when we moved here, but I was born in Galveston, and we kind of lived around that area, Texas City, Lamarck, whatever, when I was a baby. But I don't remember much about Texas. Good old Southwest Louisiana, and Lake Charles. Do you live here now? Like, do you live in Louisiana now, or are you somewhere else on the globe? Raised in Washington State, and you still live here. Cool. I've been to Washington one time. I went to Spokane. I'm 43. I went to Spokane during college. I had to go present research that I had done on one of the. Um, I worked at a state park there in Nashville, like for an internship. So it was one of the research topics we had done, and I had to go speak at a conference. I was the undergrad, so I mean, you normally don't do that kind of stuff in undergrad, but I was fortunate enough to be on some studies that got published. So we went to Spokane, and I can't remember the name of the conference. It was like the National Association of Biology Teachers or something like that. I can't remember what conference it was, but and I didn't get to see a lot of Spokane. It was I think it was like October that time of the year. It was cold, and it might have been November. I think it was late October. Um, Kind of raining, cold when I was there. I spent most of the time in the hotel for the conference, but there was a couple of nights where I went out just kind of walking. One night I had to walk down from the hotel to some little, I don't remember what it was, a Walgreens or something. I needed some stuff that I forgot to bring or something, like some toothpaste or something. I can't remember what it was. And then it was kind of cold and rainy that night, but I walked around like on the way back to the hotel. I walked towards, there's a river there. I can't remember what river that was, but I went and checked out the river. It was dark. You couldn't really see a lot of it, but they had like a walkway over it or whatever. And then I think the last night I was there, or one of the last nights I went, and that was like a little local pub, and I didn't want to, I had eaten at the conference or the hotel that day, but they had like a soiree, I think that last day or something. I can't remember, but I went around anyway. I went out and went to this little local bar or whatever, and kind of just wanted to mingle and just kind of get the atmosphere, the vibe of being in Washington. It was pretty cool. I was kind of when I was in there, I was thinking like, okay, what if you're from Louisiana, you're around this area, you're gonna see like our local sports teams, like our fans on all over the place, whatever. And when I was in there, I was thinking, all right, is this like Washington Husky country? And that's kind of really all I was thinking, like Washington, of what I know of Washington or Washington State, like. But apparently, like that area is like Gonzaga. and I know them from like basketball. I mean, I don't even think they have a football team, but I mean, you hear a lot about them in basketball. But apparently, like I guess that Spokane area or wherever I was, that bar specifically, everybody was like Gonzaga fans. So I didn't really talk to many people because I didn't know anybody, and I mean, I didn't. I wasn't in there that crazy or anything. I ordered something from the bar and I just kind of sat there. I might have had a couple of conversations with people. I can't remember. Nothing exciting happened. Like I didn't get invited over to sit at anybody's table and spend the evening hanging out or anything like that. Everybody just was kind of in their own little groups. They knew each other, and I'm like from out of town, so I just sat there and had a beer or two and ate my dinner, and it was a cool vibe. Everybody seemed to pretty cool. Seemed to be cool people. But that's my only experience with Washington. I would like to go to to see the rest of it. It seems like some pretty cool places to visit. Like even further towards the coast, like Seattle or something like that. It was interesting. We have bears here, um, not too far from here. Like I've heard stories of people saying they've seen them. I've actually only seen one in the wild, and we have little black bears. They're not like I don't know if y'all have anything other than black bears there, grizzlies or anything like that. But um, here, like especially down kind of like towards the coast, but like the central part of Louisiana, like if you're familiar with like if you're looking at a map and Louisiana has the coastline along, there's a spot in the middle, kind of like we look at it as a boot. We call it the boot. That's the nickname. I guess it would be in between your toe and your heel on the boot, like in the middle. There's a bay right there, and if you look, it kind of cuts in on the ground. That's Vermilion Bay. All around Vermilion Bay, right there. When I used to work in that office, we had sites all along, that area. And when you're driving down there, like Franklin, Jeanerette, in that area, everybody has metal things like the trash cans you pull out to the road, the square trash cans, wheels on one side, whatever. Everybody has those metal things going around the lids that prevent bears from opening the trash can because apparently they now some of my coworkers in the field, whatever, they were heading out to the launch or whatever. They've taken pictures of some. They actually somebody took one a while back. It was a pretty big one. They saw it somewhere down there by Sycamore Point, but um, yeah, that's pretty much all we have. But it was interesting when I left. I landed in Spokane and took like a Uber or Lyft or whatever from the airport to the hotel where we were having the convention. And I seen these like signs and stuff like bear crossing signs over the road and stuff. That was pretty cool. So I imagine hiking and stuff up there would be pretty interesting. I've never seen a bear even out hunting when I was here. Like if I'm in the woods, I've never ran into one. Nothing like that. But anyway, that's my only experience with Washington. Um, Seems like a pretty cool place. You've never seen any up there? Wow. I thought it was full of them up there. Like here, in place of a bear crossing, maybe down there by that area I was explaining to you, maybe they have them. But like around here where I live, you may see like an alligator crossing sign or something. I mean, you see alligators all the time, but I would have thought over there, since they have a sign saying they're crossing, that they're everywhere. That's interesting. I guess that's a good thing though. I don't know if I'd want to run into a bear when I was hiking. Um, that was yeah, like the Mitch Hedberg joke. They were doing acid and they went out in the woods and because they were hoping not to run into an authority figure, but they ran into a bear. I love that joke. It's like my friends. I look back, he's standing there with his right hand in the air, swearing not to start forest fires or help to prevent forest fires. That's so funny. He caught up to me. He's like, Mitchell, Smokey the Bear is much more intimidating in person. But yeah, I don't know what I would do if I ran into a bear when I was out in the woods. I remember in college when I went to college in Nashville, Tennessee, we had to do a backpacking class. I had to take a PE like towards the end. I waited towards the end. I didn't really on purpose wait. I would have took them really any time, but you have to schedule the classes you need throughout your whatever. And it just happened to be that towards the end, like my last semester, you have to take two PEs. I was like, oh, I gotta fill them in with something, whatever. So I took a backpacking class, and the assignment or what you had to do in the class to pass the class was you had to meet up like once a week or whatever it was, twice a week, talk about backpacking, packing a day pack and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the semester, we had to go down. We had to all like drive. Everybody took separate vehicles or whatever, carpooled or whatever. But you had to meet at this place down there by Chattanooga. It was called Fiery Gizzard, and we had to spend the night up on. We had to pack a pack, whatever, and hike up there and spend the night on top of the mountain as a group, and then hike back down the next day or whatever. And as long as you did all that, like you passed the class, you made an A or whatever you want to call it. Like there wasn't any tests or anything. But I remember when the professor was during one of our like weekly classes meetings or whatever. She was saying something about bears, and I'm thinking, huh? Because like I said, we don't run into bears here very much. I've never run into one, so I'm thinking, all right, can we take a gun with us? Like, because I don't want to be out in the middle of on top of a mountain or in the woods and sleeping or whatever, and like a sleeping bag or a tent, and a bear come walking up, a hungry bear looking for something. I don't want to deal with that. But she was like, no, no, they're not gonna bother us or whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you never know. Like, it could have been like the movie. That bear could have got a hold of some cocaine or something. The cocaine bear and be on a rampage or something. Oh, I don't want to chance it with an animal like that. Too big, too powerful. I'm not playing around with something like that. Like I saw a video on like YouTube, like one of them little short videos, I think it was, and it was a picture of a bear in a cage, but it was on. It had like not on. It had rabies. So it was like a rabid bear. Scariest thing I've ever seen. Like if I saw that, like if that wasn't in a cage, I was just coming out. Well, you can't do anything. It was like a grizzly too. You back, Coy? What's up? I mean, it was a grizzly. So I mean, you're talking like you stand no chance unless you have some kind of weapon. I don't care. You could be the biggest, strongest human being on earth. You have no chance on a grizzly. And then you have a grizzly, not on, but a rabid grizzly, rabies, you know, cracked out. I mean, just that aggressive, and I mean, it was trying to bite through those metal bars, and I mean the ferociousness. Oh golly, I'm like, you'd be done. Like, just curl up in a ball, you're done. Hopefully it goes quick. You're not getting away from that one. Yeah, you gotta look it up. It's on YouTube. It's a short, I think. But you look up like grizzly on rabies or something. I don't know. You'll see it. Yeah, scary. I don't even know what I'd do. Like I said, there's no way out of that. You're done. If you can't outrun them, nothing. I don't care how much bear mace you have. You're not. If something that thing's got rabies, there's no amount of mace that's gonna turn that bear away. The animals that have rabies, I think what one of the things rabies does, like one of the symptoms, is they just want to go bite something. Like that's just like a sensation they have. I saw a video where like it was another YouTube video. A guy was like, I guess it was a home video, like security footage or something from his house, whatever. But he was like walking out to his from his house to his car, and like out of nowhere, you see in the video, like I mean, it didn't even look real. It was so fast, but like it was it a fox? I think maybe. I mean, just zoomed in the picture real fast, bit him on the ankle, and took off. I mean, just zoom, boom. Like you. I mean, if you're walking, if that was you, you don't even have time to like be startled and like jump or anything. I mean, just run full speed right at you, bite you in the ankle, and take off. And now you've got rabies. I mean, you need to go to the doctor. I mean, get rabies shot if you don't already have it. But I mean, I don't even want to play with that either. They say you get it and you'll be fine, but no, thank you. I'm trying to get bit by something with rabies, but yeah, I mean that just shows you how aggressive and fast. I mean, they're just inclinations just want to bite something. And if a bear bites you, if a bear's doing that like that, no, And I don't know how you feel about bears. I don't know if you like them, or I don't even know if you're still here, Kelly. But I've never hunted a bear. It's just not something like I said we have here. I've never done any excursion hunts or anything like that. But I do know someone who has. They go out. You're still here. I think they. I don't can't remember where they go, Montana or something. I don't even know if he still goes. I haven't talked to him in a few years, but someone I know. It was like a yearly trip. He would go out and they would hunt. Like it was an elk, I think, is mainly what they would hunt out west. But I think they went on a couple bear trips. He was telling me. But when you get the bear tag or whatever for these grizzlies, I mean they're huge animals. And if you ever see like pictures of people who's killed one, they take the picture beside the bear. The bear dwarfs them in the picture. It's like taking a picture of a can of Coke beside like a 12 pack of Coke. It's like I mean they're so much more massive than like 12 of you can fit inside of them. And he said that when they, if you happen to kill one, if you shoot one, 'cause usually it's a group. You go on a group hunt, like if you draw a bear tag or something, and it's a pretty expensive. He said to get it, but usually like real rich people will do it. But um, he said when you shoot one, you have to get it out of the woods, and they're huge animals, so you got to have like a vehicle or something to be able to get the animal out of the woods pretty quick because he said other bears in the area smell it like other grizzlies, and they it attracts them. I guess they eat each other, eat other carcasses of bears or whatever. They just look they're opportunistic. I guess they'll eat anything, but he's like they will show up, and if you're not getting that from a bear, like if they come to get it. Yeah, I mean that's theirs. I mean, unless I guess if you're ready and you can draw on them fast enough and maybe shoot them too. I don't know, but if you don't have a tag, you're gonna get in a bunch of trouble. But he said that there were, I think some people from some businessmen from China or something. They came on one of the bear hunts he was on, and he said that they were so scared, like those people from China, those businessmen that went on this trip. Like he said, you could tell they were just rich. They just wanted to do this as the experience. He said it was late in the evening when one of them in the group had shot the bear. He said those guys wouldn't even stay out there. It was like they left. They got brought in. He's like, it was getting close to dark. He's like, and they're like, nope, we're not even playing around with this. Like they didn't even want to be out in the woods figuring out how to get the bear back or nothing. They were just like, nope, peace out. Y'all figure it out, and I hope y'all make it back. That kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know if I would even ever do stuff like that. Plus, I don't know. I mean, do you eat bear? Why would you want to shoot a bear? I'm only gonna eat, kill something. I'm gonna eat it. I'm not just gonna go for sport. Like people who go and hunt like exotic animals and stuff. I don't really agree with that. Kill a lion or a tiger or something. I don't. I just if you're not gonna eat something, there's no reason to kill it. And I mean, can you eat bear? I don't know. Never had it. Never even got offered bear, so I don't know. What's some of the strangest stuff y'all have eaten? And I'm from Louisiana, so y'all can ask me the same question if y'all are curious. But I know we get like I don't know what's the word. Like there's a I don't know like reputation. I guess is the best word to use. Like of eating, like really crazy, nasty stuff. But personally, I don't think what I've eaten is like that. I do think there are some things. There are some animals that are no, I'm not eating that. But it's interesting to me because if you ever talk to somebody and like some of the stuff I've eaten growing up eating game and stuff, some of the animals I've eaten, I've heard people like, oh no, how could you eat that? And I'm like, okay, our line is different. Like your line is way back here. I have a line too, but mine's a little further. Like I don't eat possum. I don't even think I would try it if somebody had some. I understand you can probably make it taste good, but that's just I'm not eating possum. I'm not eating armadillo. I'm not eating raccoon. Not doing that. Really. Yeah, I don't know if I would try a bear or not. Maybe like if I took a trip out west or something, if it was like in a restaurant and as some delicacy or something, I might would try it. But I don't know. I don't think about it. I'm typically the kind of person when I go eat somewhere at a restaurant, I don't want to be the person that like has to send something back because I don't like it. I don't. I just don't want to be that guy. So I normally try to stay pretty safe. Like order something that I know I like. If there's something that I'm kind of iffy about, like if I order this and I don't like it, like I'm a person I like to enjoy meals. A mealtime is like I like to eat. So I don't want to like order something and then have to sit there and not enjoy it and have to sit there and eat the whole thing and just pretend like I don't want that. Like I've done that before just to be nice to somebody. Like I've eaten their meal and I'm like, oh, this is good. You know, I'm thinking, can't wait to be done with this meal. But I don't want to do that at a restaurant when I'm paying for something. Like I don't want to. Like if I'm somewhere like that, like oh we got bear on the menu and it's like $40 for a little steak, but I know there's like a beef steak too, and I know I like steak. I'm gonna stick with the beef steak, and maybe if somebody else orders the bear and they cut me a little piece off, I'll try it. But I'm not gonna order it for $40 or $50, whatever it is, and then it be like real gamey or tough or just not good, like kind of like liver tasting. I'm not really a big fan on the liver taste. I've had it like I've had fried liver and stuff like that. And, like I've tried cow tongue. I have some friends from Mexico that I had worked with one time, and they would cook that. And I've tried it, but it's got a I don't know. It's just a really heavy, gamey. I don't know how to say it. It's just the taste. It's just not my cup of tea. I can't do it. I'm gonna be on here for like another 30 minutes probably. I've got 3 things listed so far. I'll probably get a couple more. I'm thinking, um, and then I'm gonna shut it down, get something to eat, and then settle in and watch the national championship game. And gotta go back to work tomorrow. We were off today for a holiday, but gotta go back to work tomorrow. So I'm not in the field tomorrow. I work from home tomorrow, but I still gotta get ready for the work week. Yeah, yeah. I'm adventurous if I'm somewhere like at a party or something. Somebody offers me, yeah, I'll try something. Most of the stuff. There's some things I'm not even gonna try, but uh, yeah, like I don't know if your teenager likes to order stuff at a restaurant. Maybe they do because they're not paying. But my big thing is just I'm not. I just don't want to waste money. Like I don't want to pay for something and pay a bunch of money for a dish that it's not that good. But if somebody else is fitting the bill, I guess I'm not having to pay for it. But then I don't want somebody else to have to waste money either. But like I said, I'm not gonna be that guy. I would probably just grit my teeth and bear it and eat it. I'm not gonna be the person. Oh, this doesn't taste good. Can I change this to something else? I don't want to do that. I worked at restaurants. I was a server for several years before I went to college and during college too. But I don't want to be that person. All right, Kelly. Nice talking to you. Cool. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. I'm trying to do this live thing more, just so I can stay more consistent. So it's probably what you're gonna see if you come back to the channel, for a while anyway. So I can figure out a way to make more, long, pre-made videos and all that kind of stuff. But take it easy and have a good night. Appreciate it. All right, I think I'm on my last one. I'm gonna list one more item and then I'm gonna shut this thing down, grab a bite to eat, and get ready to watch the national championship. Indiana and Miami, college football. Just thought of something. I'll be right back. What did I miss? Anything exciting happen while I was gone? Is that a silly question? I'm not gonna be on here much longer. I'm listening to this last item and I'm getting off. So I see there's still people in here. If y'all want to say what's up, you're running out of time to do that. Maybe you just like watching from the corner on the quiet. I do that sometimes. I go into a live and just sit there and watch for a little bit and see what's going on when I'm bored. Y'all bored out there or what? Is anybody else watching the national championship game tonight? Got any Indiana fans or Miami fans in here? Damn, I just lost some people by saying that. Seven people in here. Are y'all like quiet corner watchers or what? Y'all just sit there and watch. Y'all interact. Y'all don't chat. You only have me for maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, probably 5 at the most. Once this last thing is listed, I'm out for tonight anyway. I'm gonna watch the championship game tonight and eat. That's it. Almost done. I'm about to get out. Almost done. All right, I'm out. That's all I'm listing for tonight. I'm about to go grab something to eat. Watch the national championship game. I don't know when I'll be live again. Maybe tomorrow evening. I work from home tomorrow, but we'll see. After I get done with my work, we'll see. I might go live again tomorrow. If not, sometime later this week, hopefully. All right, y'all be cool. Have a good night, and thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I think that's it. Hit the bell thing if y'all want to know when I go live next time. Everybody have a good night, and talk to y'all later.